brought to you by Lister Pros TV, streaming from Tempe, Arizona. And we're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi, I'm Katie Williams here, and I'm with Proactive Realtor team, and also brokered by EXP. I have been asked to host for Andrew Augustiniak today. He couldn't be here, so thank you so much. I'm happy to be here, and today is brought to you by the Augustiniak team. We have some sponsors. The first one is Empire West. With Empire West, we have Seth Banda, and with the Insurance Professionals of Arizona, Abe Bodden. And also with Platinum Home Warranty, Yvonne Hunter. So thank you to our sponsors. Today we have some lovely gentlemen here. We have Eric Pearson and Nick Zachry here to talk about Velofix. So I saw a big giant van pulling up in the parking lot. Can you tell me what Velofix is?
Absolutely, yeah. So Velofix is a mobile bicycle repair shop. So the big van you saw is a Mercedes Sprinter van. It's the biggest, tallest Sprinter van that they make.
Wow.
And we have everything that you would find in a regular bike shop, a full complement of parts and tools. And we go directly to you and work on and repair your bikes and do upgrades and modifications.
That sounds really neat. So you come directly to the customer. You're completely mobile.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So there's no bike shop.
Yeah. There's no physical location for you to take your bike to. There's lots of bike shops around, but we sort of change the model and we come directly to you.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I love that. That seems to be the big thing is people wanting mobile services and having it cater directly to them. So
Absolutely.
I love that. So tell me about you guys a little bit. Tell me what your background is. How did you get into this?
I've been a long-time cyclist for most of my life, and was always interested in, helping people fix their bikes, whether it was my friends or people in the neighborhood or just, getting people back on their bikes. So that's how I got my bicycle background, and then I was professionally in the casino industry for a long time. But that was my background with bikes. I wanted to do something professionally with it for a long time, and then Eric came along with the idea to do Velofix, and here we are.
Neat. What about you, Eric?
So we both started working in the casino business when we were teenagers, and I was in the casino and hospitality business and worked my way up through, worked for big corporations in Las Vegas, and really moved all around the country. And most recently, I was president and CEO of a casino just outside of Philadelphia. We were selling that property to a new owner, and I was looking for a new type of venture to get involved in. And I actually, heard about Velofix because as a customer. So I bought a bike online, and part of the checkout process was for Velofix to come and deliver and build that bike to me in Philadelphia. And so went through that experience, and then which was fantastic, and I called Nick up. We've been friends since, I think, the 5th grade.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and we have been looking to try and find some sort of venture to partner up on. And, Nick's background with, repairing really anything with a motor or mechanical, ever since we were kids, I thought this would be the perfect fit. And so here we are today.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So what's in that giant van that you take around?
So it's a lot. I mean, it's everything that a full tool set and a pretty good parts inventory. One of the things with bikes is that there's a whole lot of different standards and a lot of specialty tools, a lot of specialty parts. for each bike. And so, we carry a pretty wide selection to cover anything, and anything that we need to get in, we can get shipped to us usually the next day. But it's a complete bike shop in a box.
Wow. And did you have to get special training for that?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of bike mechanics sort of start working in a shop, and it's much more of an apprenticeship kind of thing. They'll come in and they'll work in a shop for a couple of years and just kind of learn the ropes by working with other mechanics. We actually went the route of there's two accredited bike schools in the country. One's in Colorado and the other's in Oregon. And we went to the school in Oregon. It's called United Bicycle Institute. They have a full professional certification program that we went through. Nick has a very strong background working on bikes his whole life. For me, it was a little bit newer, but going through that certification process. And it was interesting. There were a lot of working mechanics that have been working as a bicycle mechanic for decades.
Wow.
That were in the course with us. And they were constantly remarking about, wow, I've been doing this wrong the whole time. I had no idea there was an easier way or a more proper way to go about this. Everything from how to do specific services to how to treat the tools properly and things like that. So I think that education was really invaluable for us to get going.
I bet that was fun, especially
it
out of
was,
town.
Yeah, it was also like the most fun I'd had in a very, very long time.
Yeah.
It's not so often you can take, essentially like a month-long vacation in Portland, Oregon. But we had a great time.
Nice. So now that you're the experts to work on bikes, what kind of bikes do you work on?
Pretty much any bike you can think of that has two wheels and pedals. Mountain bikes, commuter bikes, road bikes, hybrid city commuter bikes, those kind of things. Tandem bikes, tricycles, even the big tricycle bikes that have the cargo racks on them and everything.
Even the real fancy ones.
Pedal cabs. Anything you can think of that.
Anything with pedals, really. We've done services on, beach cruiser bikes that you can get in a department store. And we recently just did a delivery on a $15,000 triathlon bike made out of carbon fiber, and it looks like it could fly through space. I mean, it was...
I bet it could.
Yeah, it probably could. It's like something that NASA would design. But so it's really the whole gamut. We work on bikes for... families that take their Sunday ride all the way up to serious athletes that compete at the highest levels.
Neat.
Yeah.
So do you offer any customized, special things in your van for your customers?
Yeah, something different we do is when you first come into the van, you come in and have a look around at the shop and, kind of get an idea of what we do, and then we serve you a coffee. I have an espresso machine handy.
Nice.
Espresso is big in the cycling world.
Yes.
So
everyone needs that.
We'll get you an espresso, and you can sit there and have a chat with us while we work on your bike.
And they can watch you work on the bike,
you can stay
too.
in the van with us, or you can go inside your house and go back to your business, and we'll update you when we're done.
That's
Either
so
way,
helpful
it's up
for
to you.
people.
So.
I mean, especially if someone doesn't have another mode of transportation,
Right.
You're fixing their bike right where they need it, and then they can go where they need.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
And it can be a real good learning experience. I mean, there's a lot of serious cyclists that are very into the sport, but may not understand the mechanical part of it so well. So it's definitely a point for us. We try whenever we can. If our customers are really interested in it, like we'll show you exactly what we're doing, what tools we use, how to do ongoing care on your bike. So we love it when customers want to come into the van. It's also it's like this big interesting thing, and we found that customers have like a little bit of hesitation. Like, is it okay for me to come in? And we're like, yeah, come on in. We have there's a whole wall set up for retail products. So we sell. It's not just bike parts and things like that. We sell. Things to assist with hydration and nutrition, bike pumps and locks, and really anything anything that would go along with that.
Yeah, who wouldn't want that out front of their house?
Yeah,
That's
exactly,
awesome. So how much does this service cost? It sounds like you really cater to everyone.
Yeah, services start. Our basic tune starts at $69. And then, it really can go from there. And we do everything from a basic tune to a complete overhaul, where we do a complete teardown on every component of the bike, service it, replace any parts that are worn out. A lot of what we find is we'll go to someone's home and they've booked a basic service, or they've booked a service for a single bike, and they open the garage door and they're pulling their bike out, and there's 4 or 5 bikes sitting there, and they just kind of look at us and go, hey, you know what I also really need? Like, the tires have been flat on this for a long time, and this one here, it's not shifting properly.
Yeah.
And it's very common for us to go to a house and we think we're going to do a service for a single bike, and we'll end up working on 4 or 5.
Yeah, then you're there all day.
Right, yeah.
Lots of coffee.
That's lots of coffee. Got to stay caffeinated.
So I know I need to take my car to get serviced at the mechanic, and make sure that a lot of things are serviced in my house. So what kind of things need to be serviced with my bike? Do I need to take that in to get serviced regularly?
Yeah, you should. I mean, any bike should have an annual service at least. If you ride a lot, sometimes more. Twice a year for like a major service. But you might need a tune-up, a minor tune-up, which is our minimum service we offer. You might need that several times a year, even depending on how much you ride and the conditions outside. Arizona's pretty unique because it's super dry and hot. So, grease tends to dry up, and, lubrication on the bike can be a challenge because of the extreme conditions here. But
yeah, it's definitely something that before I got into the industry, I didn't realize how important it was to get your bike serviced at a regular interval. It's been a huge education for me, and we'll find if you do regular maintenance, that $69 tune-up, that prevents so much more expensive replacement of parts and wear and tear that comes down the road. And we'll go and we'll be working on bikes that are pretty high-end bikes, and the chains have been worn out, and that starts to cause other issues in the drivetrain. So a chain is a relatively inexpensive thing to replace, but if you run that worn out chain for too long, it starts to wear out all of the gears, and you start to have shifting problems. Right. And then to fix those issues, that's a pretty big. It starts to rack up to be a pretty large expense. Just like a car, I guess. Just like a car. Yeah. If you ignore service on your car, maybe you can stretch out intervals in between oil changes, but if you do that too much, then you're having to replace really expensive parts in the engine.
Exactly, and you make that easy because you come right to their house.
Absolutely, I don't know of many places that can come and change your oil right in your driveway, and probably exists, but we full bike shop right in your driveway.
And so, do you sell bikes too?
We do, yeah. We carry several lines of bikes. We have different manufacturers. The biggest thing we do is direct to consumer. So a lot of these companies that we carry, you go online, you buy your bike, and we'll have it either delivered to your house and we come and put it together, or it comes to us and we put it together and deliver it to you, depending on the brand. So, but we carry brands like Canyon is a really big one. You can go online and get your Canyon bike delivered to you. And then Spot bikes, Zero electric bikes, Rad Power electric bikes is a big one we carry. We have quite a variety of brands that we offer. So.
Awesome. And then what if everyone wants to book an appointment with you? How do they get in?
It's very easy. So you just go to velofix.com, VELOFIX, and type in your zip code and what service you want, and a calendar pops up, and you get to pick exactly what time you want us to show up. And, we're not the cable company. We show up exactly when you ask us to.
Nice, yes. That's appreciated.
Yeah, and when we do the service right there and give your bike back to you. And that's really the major difference between, choosing Velofix over a regular bike shop, is that if you go to a regular shop, you may drop your bike off and it could be there for 1 to 2 weeks, until they can get to it. And so, especially if you have a big ride coming up or an event or a trip or something, maintenance on your bike may be the last thing you think of. And so we're a great option for that convenience factor of being able to just hand us over your bike. You can hang out with us or go inside and watch a TV show, and we'll give you a text or a call or knock on your door and say, all right, you're all ready to go.
easiest ever.
Yeah.
And what big bike trends do you see coming in the industry? Do you see anything new?
Yeah, so the biggest thing is like the consumer direct, which I mentioned earlier. A lot of bike companies are going away from having their product at a bike store that you have to go into and you have to pay that middleman to, sell the bike. Now you just buy the bike online directly from the manufacturer, and we're the delivery service.
Cool.
So you don't have to go into the bike shop. You can go online. You can search for what color you want, size, all that stuff. And you don't have to go into a bike shop ever. We come right to you.
And what if the bike doesn't fit me right?
So there's things we can help you with that. We have measuring tools.
Oh, so you can fit the bike to me?
Yeah, well, when you initially buy a bike, you want to get within your size range. But then from there on forward, we can fit you based on the components. You can move your bars, you can move the seat up and down, trying to get you where you're riding
So
comfortably and
customized.
efficiently and injury free. So
That's one of the big benefits of Velofix is you can take your time and shop online, look at all the different options that may not be in a traditional bike shop, and then be able to make that purchase from the comfort of your home and know that you're getting a professional build. One of the drawbacks to the direct-to-consumer model is that if you buy a bike online, you're probably getting a big box of bike parts. And, some people may have, had technical training or good understanding and they can assemble their bike. But it's really, it can be a tall task. And some of these bikes, especially at the higher end, are very exacting specifications. And we have a full, we torque everything to the specifications that the manufacturer describes. And we have a lot of training that goes into specific brands of how exactly to build those bikes. And so the direct build model for us is definitely one of the more popular services we're seeing. Other trends that's really coming up big is e-bikes, electronic bikes.
Those are cool.
Yeah, so that's we're seeing a lot of those go through, and I think it's the fastest growing segment in the bike market.
For someone who hasn't even heard of an electronic bike, how do you describe that?
Yeah, it's really the best thing I can say is you just got to ride one. A lot of people get nervous and they have, they think maybe it's sort of like an electric motorcycle or, it can be a little bit intimidating. But we have yet to have someone do a demo ride on an e-bike that didn't come back in with just a big smile on their face. Basically how it works is there's a lithium battery like you'd find in your cell phone or laptop, battery pack on there, and then there's an electric motor that really is there to assist you. The e-bikes really aren't electric motorcycles, which is a separate thing. And the main thing it does is what's called pedal assist. So you can usually, on every brand that I've seen, select different levels of assist that the bike will give you. Usually it's like on a 1 to 5 or 1 to 4 scale. And all that does is it's just like what it sounds. It just helps you out a little bit. So depending on what you're doing on the bike or maybe a personal fitness level or something like that, you can pick, to have just a little bit of help or a lot.
Okay, so you can still get your cardio if you want it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Still got to work out. You still got to pedal.
Yeah.
It just gives you that little extra boost when you need it. So.
Yeah, it's just that little extra help. So, like for me, I'm a bigger guy, so I'm like 300 plus pounds. And, one of the things that got me into cycling was really Nick pushing me. He's like, hey, you got to, we're being honest with each other. I'm not going to start running anytime soon. But he said, you can get on a bike. And I looked on e-bikes and found a brand that worked for me. And I ride it every day, and it's great. And I hardly use any pedal assist at all now. When I first started, I used a pretty high level.
Right.
And as time's gone on and my fitness levels improved, I can dial it down. And so
you can work up to that.
Yeah.
That's
e-bikes
awesome.
are great
I love
because anybody can, like, even the top athletes like to ride them because they're fun. And you can ride longer, which is great. You can go on a longer ride, pedal until you get tired, and then you can hit that assist and then get your way home.
Right.
It'll help you home. And then even to people like, have, maybe an injury that is preventing them from riding a normal bike. That's really great. The e-bike gives them that little extra they need to get past those limitations, maybe.
Yeah. Just last week we did a demo. We're doing a demo for a group of people, and it was a woman in her 90s, got on and was able to pedal a
Oh
bike
my
around.
goodness.
Yeah,
That
so
must have been awesome for her.
yeah, and we were maybe a hint nervous about that, but and the thing is, every time someone comes back in from riding around the block, the smile on their face, because a lot of people that we've seen have knee injuries or hip injuries, and are intimidated to get back into physical activity.
Yeah, for sure.
And e-bikes really do that. Another good thing is, Nick is an experienced cyclist and races mountain bike events, and I obviously am not. But we can go riding together, and I can keep up with him, and he doesn't feel like he needs to slow way down, and so we can go together. He still gets a really good exercise, and so do I, and we can fill that gap.
Stay together. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Cool. Well, so this is a big venture. Where do you see yourself in 5 years with this?
Well, when we got involved in Velofix is a franchise, so we purchased the franchise rights for the Phoenix metro area, and our goal, we're starting with the one van, but is to really get up and be operating somewhere between 5 and 10 vans throughout the entire valley. And, I think in 5 years' time, it's a pretty realistic goal for us, and that's what we're working towards.
We'd like to be the premier local, mobile bike service in town that covers the whole, essentially all of Arizona, eventually as our goal for 5 years.
Yeah,
so.
Well, anyone with a bike that wants convenience, definitely, it sounds like that's the way to go.
Yeah, it's hard to beat the convenience factor. I mean, when we were looking at businesses to invest in and get started in, one of the biggest trends we're seeing in business and service industries overall is that, direct to your home, getting food delivered, services at your home. And, this was a good way for us to link up, I think, our passion, which is cycling, and especially Nick's lifelong passion with it, and getting people to have fun on their bikes. We've seen so many people when we go and do service on one bike, and they may have 4, 5, 6 bikes in their garage that they don't ride because it doesn't shift right, or they're worried, they had moved and maybe they loosened a piece to fit it in a shipping truck or something, and they're not sure about, am I putting this back together right? And it's preventing people from getting out to ride, and maybe they're self-conscious to bring that to a bike shop or something like that, and that's where we really feel like with Velofix we can come in and help people get riding by coming to their home. They don't have to figure out how to get their bike in their truck and take it somewhere. We come to you, and
that's especially important with the e-bikes too, because they're a little heavier than your average bike, and they're a little hard to transport. So that's a great thing about our service to the e-bike customer.
Right, don't have to figure out how to fit it into my little 2-door car.
Yeah, exactly. And we're seeing a lot, there's a big trend, especially with e-bikes coming onto the market. People are ditching their cars and are using an e-bike. Most e-bikes have a range of about 50 miles.
Oh, wow.
So even if you have somewhat of an extended commute, you can have an e-bike, and it can fulfill your commuting needs. They usually have a top speed around 20 miles per hour, which depending on where you are and what traffic's like, that's faster than a car. If you're going in rush hour situations and things like that. So it's something that we're really seeing a lot of, is that trend shifting to, people getting rid of their cars or just putting them in the garage, and it's good. You get physical activity, but you're not getting to work, drenched in sweat. Like
exactly.
You had
right. You can do it without breaking a sweat.
Exactly.
That's really cool.
Right.
Well, we have a 30-second little clip to show our viewers.
That's right. Yeah. A little overview of the business.
Yeah. So if we could roll that. So, how do we keep track of what you guys are doing on social media? As all of us are very active. So, what kind of accounts do you have going on?
Well, we have both Instagram and Facebook, and you can follow us if you go to Velofix Phoenix, and that's the same for both Instagram and Facebook.
And how does that spelled?
Velofix.
All right.
And then Phoenix, Phoenix, but no space.
Nope.
Yep.
All right. So everybody follow them, Facebook and Instagram.
Yes, please. Yeah, you can see all the kinds of stuff we're doing. We just bought a GoPro setup, so we have shot a series of time lapse videos, right? So you can. It looks like we're screwing around working on bikes. So we're adding content like that. We were recently at a race, and Nick can probably talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, we do events. Is a big thing we do is like mountain bike races or road bike races, or we'll even show up at or triathlon, stuff like that. So we'll be at events, and you can come see us and talk to us, and we'll chat.
Do you have your van at the event?
Yep, the van will be there. Yep.
So if anything breaks, they know where to find you.
You can't miss it. It's really big and really red. So
that's perfect. So how do people contact you if they want to have an appointment?
So the best thing to do is just go on the website, velofix.com, and you can book your appointment. It'll show you availability time for your zip code and where your house is. We service all of the East Valley and most of Metro Phoenix, so you can go on there and book it. Oh, you can also call 1-855-Velofix. And you can talk to the head office, and they'll book you through our system there also.
Okay.
But, yep, best route is the website.
Yeah. Phone number spelled out is 855-835-6349. And you can do that. But we really think the website's the easiest way. You can, if you want to call, that's definitely good too.
Yeah.
But the website really is super easy to go on there, and the booking process with the calendar view, and you can detail it down to the hour, and take your time with it.
And a cool thing about the website is you can upload a picture of your bike, and you can upload detailed information, so that gives us a better idea of what we're coming to service, so we can bring special parts, or maybe we got something extra that we can offer
cool.
for you for your bike specifically. So
it's like taking your bike to the doctor.
That's right. Yeah.
Like it.
Yep.
That's very cool. Well, we have another 30-second clip just to kind of show exactly what it looks like to come and fix your bike in the van.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Wherever you ride, trail, track, park, or simply around the neighborhood, Velofix is there whenever you need repairs or service. Just book online, select the time and location that's convenient for you, and we come to you, to your home or office with a certified mechanic in our mobile bicycle shop. We're experts when it comes to tune-ups, custom fitting, or assembling a bike you've ordered online. Premium experience, consistent service, every time. So go ride by clicking on velofix.com today. Velofix.com.
All right. Well, we want to thank the Velofix guys for being here, Eric Pearson and Nick Zachry. Thank you for your time today. This is a super awesome business, and I think it's going to do really well here in the Phoenix area. There's a lot of people that use their bikes. Definitely.
Yeah,
Well, thank you so much for having us. We're real excited to be on the show and to get operating and getting people riding.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. And I want to thank Andrew Augustiniak for letting me host the show today. It's been really fun, and it's been brought to you by the Augustiniak team. And I'd also like to thank the sponsors one more time. We have Seth Banda, and then Abe Bodden from Insurance Professionals of AZ, and then Yvonne Hunter from Platinum Home Warranty. So thanks again, and have a wonderful day.